Feel the love of the Creator, for you are right where you are meant to be, and you are the person you are meant to be in the infinite now. Feel all the divine love, light, and potential for your best life, inside and out, within you and around you, in the infinite now. You are an expression of the Creator. You are the universe experiencing itself for its evolution, for its highest and greatest good. You are that good in the universe. Feel that good radiate in every fiber of your entire being and the entirety of reality. can now bring your attention back to the room and sense your body. Sense where you are sitting. You can touch your fingers, feel your feet where you are, and give a little stretch in your seat. You can open your internal eyes or awareness to the infinite possibilities for your highest and greatest good inside of you and around you. When ready, you can open your eyes, your external eyes, to see the same beauty and majesty that you see with your inner vision. Now there's going to be the tingsha bells to clear the space one more time. Thank you, and namaste.
Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together in the name of love. Now look at the person next to you. I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together in the name of love. We come together, yeah, we come together, oh, we come together in the name of love. From every walk of life, every creed and color, in honor of the God in each other. Now look at the person next to you. Say namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together in the name of love. We come together, yeah, we come together, oh, we come together in the name of love. We come together, yeah, we come together, oh, we come together in the name of love. We come together, yeah, we come together, oh, we come together in the name of love. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, 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 hey. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, 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 hey. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. And my soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. I am getting a message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. You're in the right place at the right time, just where you're supposed to be. your soul is welcome here. My 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 soul is welcome here. I said, my soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. I said, my soul is welcome here. And your soul is welcome. And my soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. Getting the message loud and clear. Getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Here's Holly. Mike.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Spiritual Center in Redlands, California. Thank you to everyone joining us live in our beautiful sanctuary, and to those who follow us on Facebook Live and watch remotely on YouTube. My name is Holly, and it is truly an honor and a privilege to welcome you to our Sunday celebration service. We are a New Thought spiritual community and all-inclusive to all the spiritual truths from all of the world's religious traditions and spiritual paths. We focus on the philosophy of science of mind, which was developed in the early 20th century by writer and lecturer Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes, who developed a new, fresh way for us to look at ourselves and how we fit into the world. We honor all people from every background, all races, sexual orientations, gender expressions, and spiritual paths. No matter who you are or where you are on your journey of faith, you are always welcome here. If you are with us for the first time, please raise your hand and allow us to properly greet you. Hi. Dabney. That's that it, Dabney? Okay. We are delighted to have all of you here with us today. A gentle reminder to please silence your phones.
Thank you, Holly. Good morning, everybody. My name is Brother Mark. I'm a practitioner emeritus here. It's a pleasure and honor to be with you every Sunday. For today, we have a special part of the service. We're dedicating the entirety of today's service to Dr. Ruth Wilkerson, whose birthday is today. So from the realm of the eternality, would you like to come up, Christy Wilkerson? And thank you, Christy, for the magnificent flowers for today. I could get used to that every time. Okay, watch the chords.
Well, when there wasn't a drought, we actually used to have flowers every single Sunday. Someone in the church had flowers in their garden, and we always had a wonderful spray. Mark didn't tell me how long I could speak, so you might have to have a hook at some point. 'Cause, once you give me the mic, you might be sorry. I want to take one little moment to thank everyone who took a flyer in regards to my dog missing last week. My dog has been found. I did find him that afternoon, and he was in the creek over at Prospect Park, and so we both came home muddy, but we came home. And it took a village, and everyone who took a flyer, I bless you, because all of you had some piece of that puzzle. And I especially want to thank Holly and David, because they went, I never asked them to, but they went out in their car and drove around. And then after church, David showed up over there in Prospect Park. We walked the park, and it was because he there that I was in the right place at the right time And one of the flyers that we had handed out to a neighbor in the area called me. David and I had given up, gotten in the cars. I was about a block and a half away. The neighbor called me, and I came back, and the dog was down in the creek, and the neighbor helped me get down there and get my dog. So I wouldn't. Don't let anyone ever tell you there aren't wonderful people out there, because it took a village, and I had so many strangers that jumped in, drove around neighborhoods, and helped off of Facebook and other websites. So thank you for the opportunity to say that to everyone. I really, really appreciate it. And I ended up with a new dog out of sort of that whole process, because a woman that I encountered in the line of all that activity had to put her mother in a nursing home. Just a last minute thing, just all the things were kind of crashing down for her, and she didn't know what to do with her dog. So I took the dog, and that was partly because Ed Torres took Ruth's cat when we had to suddenly put her in a nursing home, and we didn't know what to do with our Mrs. Cubison, or Cubby we called her, and Ed took her for his sister, because his sister had just lost her cat. The cat had passed away, and so Cubby made a great companion for a new person, and so I thought, it's probably my turn to reciprocate on that. So anyway, that was a little aside. Well, how do you put 93 years of life into a few moments? That's going to be a real challenge for me, because I knew Ruth in many capacities for about half of that 93 years. Most of what, the general thing, you could get off her obituary, which is online, and I'll just go through that briefly. She was born in Brea, California, January 1928. Think about that year, just before the major crash. So her parents were challenged to raise two girls under those conditions. So she grew up very frugal, really good budgeter. She was one of those persons that decided what the whole set of meals were going to be for the week and shopped accordingly. Not very many of us do that anymore. She made her transition peacefully on December 12th, 2021, only 3 years ago, just before Christmas. That was a hard time for us. She grew up in Whittier. She received a Bachelor of Music in Piano Performance from the University of Redlands in 1951. She met her husband, Richard, there, and they married on August 24th of that same year that she graduated. She taught piano after school for 20 years. She stayed home to raise the boys. She was also a professional accompanist. She played for opera auditions in this area. And she was an amazing sight reader. You could put almost any music in front of her and she could read it instantly. That's quite a talent in the musical realm. She played timpani for the local community, University Community Symphony and the Redlands Bowl Orchestra. They had a separate Redlands Bowl Orchestra at that time. They didn't use the Redlands Symphony. She also served in the Grayback Council and various Cub Scout functions. She was Cub Scout leader for her boys. She loved being a mother. It took them 7 years to produce David, and I guess they got the hang of it because 18 months later, Paul came along, and she loved being a mother. In 1973, when the boys were in high school, is when she gravitated to the science of mind religion. She was raised Baptist. Felt very confined by that. She couldn't dance. She couldn't do a lot of things. She really wanted to play football. That certainly wasn't allowed. And so once she became a licensed practitioner, she knew what her path was and pursued the training to be an ordained minister. She was here for about 30 years in that capacity. Even after she retired, she did lectures all around the Southern California area. And we assisted her with that even when it was hard for her to walk. So we got her there. Once we propped her up, she got going. She could still give a really good lecture. So those are the basics that were in her obituary. But since Mark asked me, because it would be nice to have someone who was a family member, I can tell you other things. But first, the reason I wanted to bring the flowers is she loved roses. Her favorite color was blue. And one of the songs that she asked me to sing numerous times in the church to accompany the theme in one of her lectures was the rose. And I want to read the lyrics because they're very poetic and they meant a lot to her. And I brought a few copies in case anybody wanted to take those away with them. Some say love, it is a river that drowns the tender reed. Some say love, it is a razor that leaves your soul to bleed. Some say love, it is a hunger, an endless aching need. I say love, it is a flower, and you, its only seed. It's the heart afraid of breaking that never learns to dance. It's the dream afraid of waking that never takes the chance. It's the one who won't be taken, who cannot seem to give, and the soul afraid of dying that never learns to live. When the night has been too lonely and the road has been too long, and you think that love is only for the lucky and the strong, just remember in the winter, far beneath the bitter snow, lies the seed that with the sun's love in the spring becomes the rose. Really beautiful words. And I always love singing those. It's a lovely song. I knew Ruth in many different capacities. When I came to this church, I was married to a Vietnam vet who had been the medic in a 7-man reconnaissance unit. And for a year, they were hunted by the Viet Cong. It was announced over the radio that the Viet Cong wanted their heads and so forth. So when he came home, over time, PTSD kind of took over, and that complicated our lives in many ways. So I sought out this church and trying to deal with those complexities. And he was determined to make our home the emergency medical center for when we were invaded. It had become that disillusioning to him. And so I became an expert at returning all the things that he had stolen from the VA hospital. And thank goodness they didn't have cameras in those days because I left that stuff all over the place. But we had thousands of thermometers. We had sterile water, blood, supplies, all kinds of things that had appeared in our garage. And so that's the state of mind when I came to this church that I needed help with. Well, she was there as my minister, my counselor, my practitioner, my teacher. I took Science of Mind 1 and 2 from her. She was eventually my boss. I was hired to run the music program. That was a real joy to me. I was also the head of the junior church. We had more kids in here than we had adults at one point. She was my accompanist. We performed at many different kinds of events together. We did a lot of memorial services and weddings and special events where she was the minister and I was the performer. We performed as a family. We weren't the Von Trapps, but we had a lot of fun doing it. She eventually became my mother-in-law, and at that point, that she became my mother-in-law? Yeah. She performed the service, and at that moment in time, she became a grandmother instantly because I had 2 little girls. I had a key to her home before David and I even became engaged. She was very trustful, and I really appreciated that honor. So eventually, She became great-grandma Gigi to our grandchildren. And when she became ill and the dementia took over, I became her caretaker for every need. We had hired people to come during the daytime, but David and I split the duties all the other hours of the day and literally took care of all her physical needs. So I was an intimate part of her life. She was an intimate part of my life. And I was very honored to be a part of that. The things people don't necessarily know about her was she was active in a lot of community service programs, clubs around town, raised a lot of money, did a lot of projects. She was an excellent seamstress. She made all the family clothes in the early years. She was also obsessed with football, and we learned very quickly not to schedule events at the church when her team was playing. No. Unless you want to risk her not showing up. She was an excellent carpenter. She built all the cupboards in her home. She was extremely learned, very articulate. Her language, her written language was just impeccable. No, you couldn't find a mistake in it. She was an avid reader. She could read a 500-page book in a day or two. She was constantly reading. Even during the dementia, she would still try to, up until the last few months, she still would try to pick up a book and read. She was a wonderful interpreter of other writings, religious writings, so that metaphysically we could understand it. And there's one piece of a Christmas interpretation. I'm not sure we still have the printed. Do we have any? We have it? Yes. But she had many others. I don't know what's in storage. I'm hoping to discover that at some point, and that might be a surprise for us all. She had started a book on homiletics, and there were a number of chapters. I haven't found any printed copy of it. I know it's on a computer somewhere. We tried to get her to finish that. I think that would have been the epitome of her life's work because she was such a good lecturer. So that's an unfinished part that I feel a little sad about. I wish that had been done. Her favorite color was blue. That's why the flowers are blue and the cake is blue. Her favorite flavor was chocolate, so you're going to get a whole lot of chocolate in that cake. Her house was painted blue on the inside. She loved her afternoon Gibsons. She loved fresh ground coffee, parties, jokes. She was a very good joke teller and always included a joke in lectures. Okay.
We have a video of her speaking.
Huh?
We're ready to play a video.
Oh, okay. Very good.
This thing called love. Man is made up of the sum total of his conscious and subconscious thoughts, plus what he inherits from his ancestors and from race thought.
Can you just leave it just running? Thank you.
Plus,
I'll tell you when to cut it.
and this is important, a spiritual inwardness. See, we're already spiritual. You don't have to do anything other than accept it.
All right, you
And
can cut
that's
it.
really hard.
This is Dr. Ruth.
sometimes.
Can you get it? It's not going to be enough to just hear about it. You have to see it. That's the message that came to me. And if you have 30 years here of service, we can give this time. Were you almost complete? I'll let you complete it, and then let me come up.
I was just going to add a few. We used to have pool parties for the church over at the house. Homemade ice cream was her specialty, and everybody looked forward to that at the end of the pool party. Her homemade eggnog at holiday times was something that everybody looked forward to. And we had a holiday tradition that I've noticed a lot of families don't do, so I guess it was pretty unusual. So I'll share it if you want to use it. I think you'll enjoy it. We sat around in a circle on Christmas morning and opened one gift at a time. And the youngest member of the family always got to open first, and then we went to the next older, the next older. So everyone knew everybody's age, and they knew when it was going to be their turn. So until all the presents were done, it was nice because it made you take the time. Everybody appreciated each gift that was opened and how that person reacted to it. So I'll end on that. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Let me help you get down this way. Hold on a second. You okay? Careful. Okay. I love that it took you to the end to remind everybody that that was your mother-in-law. Okay, Gilman, you have the centering music. Thank you, everybody, for allowing the space for that, and we appreciate you. It's a magnificent celebration of Dr. Ruth, and today is the actual birthday.
So, in case you can't see, there's a photo of Dr. Ruth up here in the front. I thought of putting a light shining down from the ceiling on that photo, but we really don't need it because if you look very carefully, you'll see the light coming from within. It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart, open up both your eyes. We can all know everything without ever knowing why. It's in every one of us, by and by. It's in every one of us. I just remembered, it's like I've been sleeping for years. I'm not awake as I can be, but my seeing is better. I can see through the tears. I've been realizing that I bought this ticket watching only half of the show. There is scenery and lights and a cast of thousands who all know what I know, and it's good that it's so. It's in every one of us to be free. Find your heart, open both eyes and see. We can all know everything without ever knowing how. It's in every one of us, here and now. It's in every one of us, here and now.
And so I invite us to take in the divine, sacred, and holy breath. Let's breathe that in together. And with our exhalation out, let's release and let go. Anything and everything does not match all that is divine. Just let it go. Let it go through the pores of your skin, through the soles of your feet, through your exhalation. And again, we together breathe in the divine, sacred, and holy breath. And with our exhalation, release and surrender all that does not match all that is sacred. Just let it go. Once again, we breathe in the divine, sacred, and holy breath. And this time with our exhalation, release and surrender all that does not match all that is holy. Just let that go. And as we return to our normal breathing pattern, we're reminded that all that is divine, all that is sacred, all that is holy is right here and right now. It's in this place, it's in this space. It's in me, it is in you, it is right where you are. And if you believe that and feel like affirming that together with me, let's just say, right where I am, God is. Right where I am, Spirit lives. Right where I am, universal intelligence dwells. And this is what I know to be true, and this is what I know to be so. And so I bless this service as it continues to unfold with ease and with grace, a sense of surprise, a sense of joy, a sense of surrender, a sense of intention and purpose that is divine. I know that each word that is spoken will reach and touch someone within the sound of our voices. I bless the musician, our music director, Gilman. I bless the workshop that will happen after with Reverend Nathan. So inviting those to stay for that. And I just name it all good and very good. I name it part of the divine plan for this day and each and every moment. So as we always do, we remember those who have called our prayer ministries, or asked for prayer, about prayer. So we hold them in our hearts now. When we start with our own names, if you're willing just to say your own name out loud in the sanctuary space, Brother Mark. And then those that you hold in your heart this day about prayer, let's just see them with divine and holy eyes. Let's see them right seeing as whole, complete, and perfect. Nothing missing, lacking, needing, or wanting. Let's just say their names out loud as well. Ed, Gabe. All those that you may remember have seen in any chair here, let's remember those as well, as whole, complete, and perfect, nothing missing, lacking, needing, nor wanting. It's how you were created. It's how I was created. And so I see divine intelligence have its full sway right here and right now in the life of each of us individually, all of us collectively. And so as we always do, we also anchor peace. We're a center for and about peace, and so we're going to start. We know that anything we send, we must first acquire and find within ourselves. So let's find that place of peace, the peace that passes human understanding. We find it within ourselves, and when you're ready, we anchor it through the double doors. We're going to leave that one cracked open. Through the rooftop of the sanctuary space as a beacon of love and light intelligence for peace to have its full sway now. In through and as our very lives, in through and as our very family units, in through and as our workplaces, our schools, all of our relationships. Now let's send that peace through the city. We're going to send it now through the state. We're going to send it now through the entirety of the United States. And because peace with a capital P cannot be bound, we're going to send it now throughout the entirety of the world and the globe and the cosmos. The peace with a capital P picks up all lower frequencies and vibrations. See that with me, so that anybody looking to harm another sentient being pauses at neutral and does not take action. See world leaders, policies, and positions shift toward peace and about peace now. No explanations required, wanted, or even needed. See that peace has the majority of the energetic frequency in units. We're going to stand on this rock of truth until we see it demonstrate and be made manifest. Where we can point to it, hug it, embrace it, feel it, and see it in action worldwide. So feeling good about the words spoken, I know that Spirit knows to make all crooked pathways straight. I know that Spirit knows each of the prayers that are on our hearts for health and healing and abundance and wealth and divine right housing and divine right action. Just see it all taking place right here and right now. See all healings taking place. Know that any words that should have been uttered that weren't are included in the mind of the divine, always. This is how it works. And so with a grateful heart, I invite you to stand on me on this rock of truth as I release my word to the law of life, the universal intelligence that only knows to say yes. Yes, 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 you are my beloved in whom I am well pleased. And if you feel that, let's affirm that for our individual selves too. I am the beloved in whom Spirit is well pleased. And then I say, are you? And you say, I am the beloved in whom Spirit is well pleased. And together I invite you to affirm this with me, and so it is. Holly has the reading. You have the reading, right? Okay.
So this is from the devotional, and the title is Divine Guidance. I have two, but maybe we only have time for one. Divine Guidance. We believe that the mind of God governs all things. We believe that God's intelligence in the midst of us is governing and guiding, counseling and advising, causing us to know what to do under every circumstance and at all times, if we will but trust it. Therefore, every seeming problem has a right solution, and we may turn to the infinite knower for the answer. In our human ignorance, we often make unwise decisions, but there is nothing that God cannot set right if we permit him to do so. If we will but take our personal problem to a high place in our consciousness, it will disappear as the answer to it takes its place. This is the way a problem is solved. We should know that there is nothing in us that can keep this from happening. There is no thought of doubt or limitation. We should feel that the answer is established in our consciousness and will make itself known to our mind right now in our present experience. This can be done only as we let go of the problem as a problem and definitely expect and accept its answer. Since the whole secret of divine guidance lies in the ability to accept it, today I affirm that I do accept it. I do believe that the Spirit goes before and prepares the way. I do know that every thought and act is governed and guided by a superior intelligence. There is something in me that knows what to do. It not only knows what to do, it impels me to act upon what it knows. This very acceptance flows forth into action through me. Always there is an inner, quiet, persistent confidence, a non-resistant but complete acceptance, an inward flowing with the stream of life, knowing that it carries me safely and surely to my destination and to the accomplishment of every good purpose. This is divine guidance, and I surrender to it. And the Lord shall guide thee continually, Isaiah 58:11. Okay. This is a prayer about allowing goodness. That is the reality, and everything else is not really part of that because the universe is all good and love. The title is, I release every tension of mind and body. Release, and ye shall be released. Luke 6:37. Today I release all thoughts of fear from my mind. Today I lay down the burden of carrying the load of responsibility of life for myself or for others. Today I relax all sense of strain. I remember that Emerson said, the universe remains at heart unhurt. That Jesus said, let not your heart be troubled. I know that I live under the government of good and am guided by spirit. Therefore, I lay all trouble aside, seeking to look through it, beyond it, above it, to detach it from the realm of reality, to separate it from any consciousness that belongs to me or to anyone else, regardless of what any problem of the moment seems to be. I align myself with the powers of goodness and of right action. I abide in perfect and complete faith in God as my ever-present good. I take up no arms to fight the negative. I turn from all fear, turn joyfully and resolutely to faith, realizing that light is immune to darkness, that night has no power over day, that dawn dissipates the shadows of midnight. I turn my attention to the light eternal without struggle, realizing that light shining through the dark place of my consciousness will dissipate them, and I will walk in the light in which there is no darkness. Not only will I walk in this light, I will radiate it. I will impart it to others. I will remember the saying, "Let your light so shine before men that they, seeing your good works, shall glorify your Father which art in heaven." I will remember that the Father which art in heaven is in that heaven that is within me.
Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. You will do amazing things with a choice each new day brings, and with every step you take, bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is there in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes and take a breath.
Ladies and gentlemen, our music director, Gilman Carver. Thank you, Gilman. That was just beautiful. So good morning again, everybody. We're going to do an abbreviated version of today's talk. I believe I'll be amazing, and I believe I'll be capable of doing it. I believe I'll be able to do that in right. You have 7 minutes, or maybe 8. And so here we go. So this is the thing that if you look at the talk title, do you know what it is? Tell me what it is. I got to make something up. What it does. Well, honestly, were you paying attention the whole service? That is what it does. So spirit, I have one just little correction to a couple things I heard as ecclesiastical person, is we don't really have a gender to spirit. I don't believe in a gender to spirit. I believe it's the Mother, Father, God, universal intelligence. It's whatever you call it. And the talk title again is What It Does, right? So did you see how everybody who spoke thus far and played music and that was honestly the most beautiful tribute to Dr. Ruth, to your mother-in-law. So thank you, Christy. And it really was. And thank you for the flowers. And so when we say what it does, it keeps me in my chair to allow for the words that needed to be spoken. Did you catch what I'm saying? What it does is impel somebody as magnificent as Christy Wilkerson to say and plan, I'd like to bring flowers, they have to be blue, and I tried to negotiate for a blue orchid, that didn't work. It has to be magnificent, fresh cut flowers. It had to be roses. It had to include the lyric. What it does is impel someone like Phil to do the almanac. What it does is impel someone like Gilman to create new songs. What it does is impel Holly to reject the reading that I suggested and say, that's just too negative in an email. What it does is impel Holly to really give the message of the day. When you watch the tape back, the true meat, if this was a luncheon or a brunch or a celebration, the true goods came from Holly. If you really watch it online and repeat, it's Holly, you delivered the message today. So the first, I may have you do the first reading again if I can't get to my stuff, get that first reading out. And we'll change, there's no gender to spirit, right? So what it does, I think, and this came to me today, I think it wakes us up. So there's two ways to my wakes us up, right? You know where I'm going. Did we wake up? And did it wake us up? What's that? I think Rosemary's saying, maybe it wakes us up. Because you know what? If we weren't meant to be here, maybe, and I'm not going to go too deep into this, but you get the idea, like, maybe we still have some stuff to do. Maybe we still have some divine purpose. Like, I still am I'm like a little overwhelmed at how thorough and beautiful your this time was. I mean, and just so you know, obviously it was not prepared and planned, because I'm going to tell you how I like to roll. I like to roll allowing, what's the talk title again? I like to be in the what is it doing in me, as me, through me, right? That to me is the joy of life, is what it does. It's amazing. It is amazing, just like the song. I can't reach your high note. Right? Let's all sing that. I am amazing. Am I? Are you? And the new people are like, I got to go. The door's always open. They're like, this is what, and you know what? You could have come here last October and there would have been a guy speaking here in Lederhosen, not me. So we're like kind of an irreverent place to celebrate life and to take home ideas and spiritual truths, right? So you're going to hit the high notes in the refrain, right, when we're done? Have everybody join you. And then out of the reading, did you guys catch the affirmations that we need to say out loud right now? It's what Holly said in the reading. It's beautiful. And then do we have clarity now on what the light is with a capital L, or what spirit is with a capital S, or whatever God is to you, whatever you want to call it? So I'm going to read this and see if you agree. We'll say it together as an affirmation. I will not only walk in this light, I will radiate it. Did anybody catch that? That was what, you don't need me to talk after all this that happened today. I'm just going to kind of summarize. I'm going to kind of summarize what it does. So let's break that one down as an affirmation. I will not only walk in this light, I will radiate it. Will you? I know you do. I see you every time, dressed magnificently, and I see you when I come in, always radiating that light, and I thank you. Thank you, Joshua. You're a perfect example of what it does. And I see you caring for the garden and the cactus and rosemary in the garden. And also rosemary I've seen in the garden in the back. Who knows what's going on down there? But I'm like good with all that. That is what it does. Can you feel in your own life what it does? Can you feel when Reverend Nathan is now willing to lead meditation with the microphone all the way up there and going slowly, and it's like magnificent and getting more magnificent? Is that what it does? And I don't want to cry, and I'm feeling like a little emotional, because who am I to stop any of you from being what it does? I'm not going to do that. I might try to herd it in just a tad on certain things, right? I might try that. But I look at all of you like all the colors of the rainbow, and even new colors. Like I'm so glad you came in today. You're the newest color to our rainbow. And we have to remember that, we have to just remember too that every person who's ever sat in any of these chairs, call them back. Call them back in your heart if you want. And know that some are still watching remotely. Know that hundreds of people watched last week's video. I have no idea why. And if they want to let us know where they're watching and send us contribution, I'm always open to that. That's what it does. We don't know the power of our gathering, except for I could tell you, every time you click on those videos, after a certain number of minutes, it'll track that you watched. See how many people watch. It's amazing. So for a small little place, what it does is have a great impact through us. Just like if you want to give extra tithing, we're still collecting for our 2 sister centers in Ukraine. They're there. What else? We're having a workshop after today. I want you to stay. I hope the flowers get to stay to the completion of that. And then we're returning them. So this idea of this, we all month, and I want to try to make it make sense for everybody watching, we're going through the first 4 chapters, or it's not really a chapter, they're like sections to the introduction. And today I remember to bring, this is kind of our book, right? The Science of Mind. I don't really think of it as a religion. I heard that word earlier. It's a mixture of science, religion, and philosophy. And and psychology. But it's really science, religion, and philosophy more than it even is psychology. It allows for you to find within yourself practical tools for your daily living to make our daily living amazing. You will do amazing things. They're the tools that we use. Affirmation, affirmative prayer, readings, writing, poetry, art. Iris, did you really do this art? I always talk about it as the isness or the allness of God, that all the facets of spirit are within every one of those strokes. So, it's the first 4 sections. We're in the third week of the 4 sections. If you want to watch any of it, it's all online. I can't even believe that we've been doing this 10 years here together. Can you believe that? That's a long time, and it flies by. So I'm just going to see if in my notes there's anything to add, or I'm just going to go to the closing pretty much. Just can you roll with me for maybe 3 to 5 more minutes? And I promise then somebody from there needs to come up and just grab my mic. You grab it. You told me I could grab yours. You grab mine. And that's what it does. Did everybody get a lot today? That reading, Holly, was amazing. It was what's the title of the book? 365 Days of the Science of Mind. It's everything. Like if there had to be everything that I would want to share was in that reading. So I'm going to just scan through the notes. It's from page 40 to 50 in the textbook if you guys want to capture it. And then there is a lending library in the very back. And if a book calls you or anything back there calls you, check it out. If you want to bring something in to share with somebody else, you can do that. Rick, are you coming for the microphone yet? Okay, wasn't sure. I think Holly might have said all these things. The divine mind is infinite. It contains all knowledge and wisdom. And before it can reveal its secrets, it must have an outlet. Who's the outlet? Did we wake up or did it wake us up? I feel like I'm an outlet. Are you an outlet? Okay, just careful about plugging in. The universe is impersonal. Every person stands in the shadow of a mighty mind, a pure intelligence, and a divine givingness. All people receive some light, and this light is always the same light. One nature, one God. We are immersed in infinite knowingness. Nature herself, this comes out of the text, nature herself is the body of God. That's on page 42. Love rules through law. We talked about this teaching symbol, spirit, soul, body, that think of it as seed, soil, plant. The subjective is here. That's our fertile, creative soil. So if we're experiencing something in our life that's not what we want to experience, we got to weed our soul. We got to weed that center, the subjective mind, the soul. We got to get it out of there so that what we create in the body of our affairs and in the manifest world is what we want. Everybody capture that so far? Anybody new? You can meet me in the back after and we'll talk more, or any of our practitioners. So I had an affirmation because it dawned on me this idea of it, right? It waking us up. And you get the double entendre of that, right? The waking up. Because there's a certain responsibility when you hear spiritual truths, and Science of Mind is based on all the great spiritual truths of all the great world religions. It's the thread of all of it. It includes all of it. Also, the tilde at the top is meant to be inclusive of what we're seeing. Self-driving cars, quantum physics, all these other things that are, it was never meant to be the final word. Okay. So the affirmation that I had written during the week for preparation was, I am the beloved in whom spirit is well pleased. We did that already, right? Did you feel that when you did it? So the other thing about all these affirmations is the feeling tone is the creative energy. This is the talk title, right? Something about how it works. Is that right? Help me out here. What it does. The what it does. And the how it works is through your energetic frequency. So the more we can be in that pure joy, the pure allowing spirit to have its full sway in, through, and as our very lives, I think it is always waiting for our permission to be more, to do more, to allow more, to impel us more. I don't think it's going to force itself upon us. I think of it as a benevolent goodness, and I don't think it will force us. So I'm going to ask today, if you're open to this, when you leave here, create extra space. You can name it in percentages if you roll that way better. Create extra space for Spirit to surprise you. Create this romance, this relationship with Spirit, with the divine. Court the divine within you. I even ask sometimes for it to prove itself to me, I think that was kind of brave for me. It just came out of my mouth. Meaning show me you're there. I know I don't feel alone anymore. Sometimes I used to feel lonely and alone, and now I'm like, okay, let me just have some time. You're like, I'm not ready for you yet. Does that make sense? When you invite Spirit in, it has been waiting its whole entirety of existence because it's optional. Some people never allow it. They still have that light, remember? And we're going to see it. We're going to see what's going to happen soon. And we're going to need, I believe, we're going to need the spiritual truth. I'm going to say we're going to need to anchor into the spiritual truth and what we know to be true, despite what we see. Everybody's going to have to be a practitioner. Even, this is worldwide. Can we see the spiritual truth despite people being either whatever? It's going to happen. Who knows? I'm not even going to say it out loud. It's going to happen. It's happening. And can we together, where two or more gather, join higher? Because in Spirit there's no time. Spirit's not too worried about what's happening. His Spirit knows what all the eternal truths are, right? And those are all going to still be so at the end of the day. So invite Spirit in, court it, romance it. It's been waiting. It's been waiting. So we did say that affirmation before, but if you agree, let's say it together. I am the beloved in whom Spirit is well pleased. Are you? And then there was a sub-affirmation that just says, I am well pleased. I am well pleased. And of course, everything you say after I am, I just want us to walk away more mindful about. And even sometimes I catch myself saying it. And Dr. Ruth, I can share with you, has spoken from this platform and said, one of the most difficult things through her studying and teaching and becoming an ordained minister here for 30 years was the exercises that we sometimes have about looking in a mirror and praising yourself with any attribute of Spirit. So next week I'm going to bring my mirror and I'm going to share it with everybody and we'll share it around the room. So still attend. I'm just giving you a little heads up that we're going to take a minute and we look in that mirror and affirm that, yeah, I'm going to radiate this light. Isn't that beautiful? To me, that's the most magnificent thing. And so the ending of the whole section asks a question. How much infinite good is ours? And in caps, it just says all of it. How much of it may we have to use? And in all caps, it says as much of it as we can embody. And so I'm going to close with a reading. It's from Becky Hemsley. She's a writer on Facebook. Some things I like more than others. This one I kind of like. And even if it has energies that you don't like in it, I just invite you to close your outer eyes and take it in. Life is not about waiting for the storm to pass, except that sometimes it is. Sometimes you are waterlogged and wading through flooded waters, and you are exhausted. Sometimes you've had too much of the storm, because sometimes it has taken too much from you. So don't think you have to dance in the rain if you don't want to. You don't have to embrace it if you think it might drown you. You can sit and read a book. You can call a friend. You can close your eyes and sleep. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about figuring out the best way through it. And sometimes that means facing it. Sometimes embracing it. And sometimes that means closing the curtains, turning the music up, and dancing inside instead. Okay, Dylan. All right, the usher. Oh, you caught it? Iris has something to say. Hold on. The microphone's going back there to you.
I have three things to say, but I will make it very brief. First, I really appreciate what Mark has talked about, the two important things that arose my conception about things. You said that the feeling captures the energy, and that's quantum physics. Feeling and thoughts in us put us in a frame of mind. And in that frame of mind, all the cells in our body, all the quantums in that cell, in the molecule, they circulate, they evolve, they rotate with their own little microgravity. But this can be affected by external influences in their small little microgravity. So it affects us, or the molecule in our body, in a small way. So, but if we have strong feeling and strong emotion and strong thoughts, it probably affects us more. And so that is quantum physics in us that relate to the outer universe. Thank you. Thank you for that. There's a second thing. I'm sorry. Take a little time. You mentioned invite the spirit in. You talk about loneliness and invite the spirit in, and you don't feel any loneliness.
Use the mic all the way up.
And I feel that is the solution to the fear of death. Invite the spirit in.
Yes, invite spirit in.
And you don't feel the loneliness. That's how we face death. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Iris. Is there a third thing?
I'd like to take opportunity because President Jimmy Carter is such a great character, great spiritual character too. I'd like to have us a 15 seconds silent tribute to him.
Thank you, Iris. And if you want to know about how it works and what it does, think of how long President Carter was in hospice. Think about that. Some people are there an hour or less. Some people are there a few days. And I think it was more than 2 years, right? How many? About 2 years. The ushers are coming forth. It's time for our conscious giving. And thank you, Iris, for the emotion as well and the love. We appreciate you. Ushers are coming forth. It's our time of conscious giving. I'm going to invite everybody to take any tithes, gifts, and offerings if you're able. And we're going to bless them together by saying this: from the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and my belief. It does great work in the world. And it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is.
Thank you for giving, thank you for receiving, thank you for being who you are. Thank you for breathing, thank you for believing, thank you for being who you are. The universe is flowing with love that's ever growing, and you are a vessel of that love. So thank you for caring, bless you for your sharing. Thank you for being who you are.
Ushers are coming back forth. Can you grab the mic from Iris?
For being who you are.
I invite the congregation to outstretch our hands toward the offerings received. And let's see them magnify and multiply, right? See all the people watching remotely. Follow the instruction David will give on how to let us know from where you're watching. Can you feel it? I can feel you guys feeling it multiply. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? All right, so see it. This place has been a beacon of light in Redlands for 70 years. So let's see it anchored for another 70 plus years. Dr. Ruth would definitely want that. And the family of the Wilkersons would definitely want that. And again, thank you, Christy. That was like truly magnificent. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. You are elegant and magnificent. What else? And so it is? And so it is. All right. And so on and so forth. I'm going to do the announcements if you want to go ahead and give the bag over. And then you're going to have 1 minute to do what you wanted to do. And that's all. Here, Phil. I got to get something. Oh, no. It's part of your minute, just so you know. Okay, so if you've thought about signing to become, if you're getting, now it's 30 seconds. Here, hold on 1 second.
Thank you very much.
Hold on, you're not yet. I'm first, and then you. Stay right here. Stay right here. If you've thought about signing up to become an official member of CRS Redlands, please let us know today. Thank Phil for the almanac. It's already here. Now, Phil, it's your 30 seconds.
And thank you all. Everybody who came yesterday, of course, we couldn't do it without an audience. I'd like to thank Gene and Judy for coming, and David and his family, and Rick over here, who once again came through for me as my doorman. Give him a quick review. I won't tote my own horn. You do it for me, Rick.
Oh, it was a great show, a great crowd.
Talk him into coming to the next one. Thank you. Thank you. And finally, where's Iris? Iris kept the audio visuals going yesterday spectacularly. Give Iris a hand. And Gilman came in and made sure the mics were running. He had to run off to Orange County, but he got the mics running. Is there anybody I'm missing? All right.
Thank you.
One last part that you'll really like.
Okay. We don't
I
make
hold
it all
in my
up.
right hand $248.
You want to put it in the offering?
Yeah.
And thank you so much. So if we have $2 more, we can make it $250. And going once, going twice. Oh, we got $2. Wait, collect $2 from everybody with their hands up. That's how we do this. That's how we roll here. And for $5, you can do this. And for $100, you can have lunch with Reverend Nathan. And $200, breakfast with Brother Mark. We need an airplane. I can feel it. Can you feel it? Yes. No more flying coach. We're amazing, so we're going to fly first class. All right. Wait, keep going. There's more people that wanted $2 here and there. I can feel it. All right, did you already do your refrain? We're going to do I have a couple more announcements, and we're doing the closing song. So today, please stay after. Have some snacks. We're not asking anybody to take your time. If you're going to stay and take your time having snacks, it's that way. Forward at 11:45 in 31 minutes, we're going to start a workshop, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be, the first part is called Crystal Heart. Do you want me to talk about it? Or could I talk about it? I'm going to come up with me and talk about the second part. The first part, from my understanding, is going to be a sharing of some of the things we may still be carrying, because remember we did the rocks, we did the dissolving paper. So it's just going to be sharing. I don't believe, there's not going to be a microphone except for you. And the person sharing can either stay in their semicircle or be in the middle of the semicircle being blessed. I might even try it, because I noticed there was some things when I thought, do I have anything? There's something from 1983 I'm going to say out loud in here. I didn't even know it's still in me. It's in me. And I didn't get it out with the pebble or the paper, so I'm going to let it out and just have you witness. We're not going to crosstalk. We're not trying to help. If somebody cries, we let them cry. No tissues, no hugs. Then the second part, then there'll be a 10-minute break, maybe 11-minute break. And then the second part of the workshop is called?
The Ascension Circle. And the Ascension Circle part is where we start to help each other anchor in our desired reality, that ideal reality, the new earth, heaven on earth, or like you talk about the Hello Kitty butterfly world. And basically just helping each other manifest that, grounded in using principles like the Maharishi effect and the 100th monkey theory, basically using collective consciousness to bring in the good into our inner and outer worlds.
Thank you. So please join us and stay for that. There's a couple of other announcements, so just grant me another minute or two. The annual congregational meeting is the last Sunday in January on the 26th, starts at 11:30. That's next week. So prepare to stay for next week as well. If you're a member, you can vote. That's why we kept asking for several weeks in a row if you wanted to become a member, right? So everything is logical now and makes sense. The next announcement is amazing. There's a Divine Feminine Circle. Everybody knows that there was the passing of Barbara Jean Yankee, right? Al's beloved. And so that next meeting for the Divine Feminine Circle is happening here on January 27th. It's a week from tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 11:30. It's going to be lovingly co-facilitated by Susie Amons. And also, I believe Gail Yandel is going to step up in some way. So please join us for that. There's just two more quick announcements. You know that we're celebrating, I believe tomorrow's the holiday for Martin Luther King, right? Martin Luther King Day. And I'm just going to say this, so bear with me. During the less than 13 years of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s leadership of the modern American civil rights movement, from December of 1955 until April 4, 1968, more genuine progress toward racial equality in America than had been experienced in any previous 350 years prior to that. And Dr. King is widely regarded as America's preeminent advocate of nonviolence and one of the greatest nonviolent leaders in world history. And at the age of 35 was the youngest person at that time to have received the Nobel Peace Prize. Also, by the way, it's Ernest Holmes' birthday, January 21, so that figures. A lot of people thought Dr. Ruth was the voice for, I've heard it said, I didn't like the way I heard it said, but they thought, well, they said Dr. Ruth was Ernest Holmes in like other attire. Did you hear that one too? And I'm not going to say it the way I originally heard it. Okay. Oh, you can see Eileen in the back for the unpolitically correct way that was referred to. The closing song, everybody, and stay and enjoy each other. Can we love you anymore? I don't think so. Birthday cake in the back. All right. Thank you all. Love you. Rise up if you can for this closing song.
Yeah, I'm just going to do the reprise two times because we're short on time.
Thank you.
So I'm going to sing, you will do amazing things, and you're all going to sing with a great amount of conviction, I will do amazing things.
I will.
Okay?
Very good.
Where are we? Amazing, amazing. Let me hear you. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Now I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am going with my mind wide open. is no separation, no matter what it looks like. No separation, no matter what they say. No separation except what I imagine. I imagine separation's gone away. Now I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am knowing with my mind wide open. I am loving with my heart wide open. I am walking with my eyes wide open. Yes, I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am knowing with my mind wide open. I am loving with my heart wide open. I am walking with my eyes wide open, wide open, wide open.
Thank you, Gilman. Thank you, everybody.